like they are doing now. I feel so bad for anyone who's long. But we are playing our game. We could get 320s, but we could also get 330s. I will see. I don't think I can get this live up. We could get 320s, but we could also get 330s. Do we? Are we already live? What? What's going on? I will see. I don't think I can get this live up. Okay. Alright. Wait, so can everyone see us? Welcome back, everyone. Are we good? Okay. Alright. So can everyone see us? Okay, perfect. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Quantium Research livestream. I'm your host, Ryan Kier of quantiumresearch.co.uk. And you can see that this trade is working out amazingly for us. But we must be cautious. New days, new lows on the day. Perfect. But there has been like a 30-40 point crash. I mean, what is it down for the day already? Because this is something that generally doesn't move more than 10% or so in a day. So I guess we're going to that kind of situation. What? It's an auction, I'm assuming. That's even worse. That means there's probably a 20 point drop downwards coming afterwards. I'm going to refresh though, because I'm not looking at anything other than the stream and not even Twitter. Oof. That is an interesting one. Let's go back into our positions. Is there an auction going on? I believe so. No, the market closes 9 minutes in. Let's see. You know what would be the worst thing if, say, one of these companies were just taken over directly after some real bad news? That would be clear market manipulation. I want to see what the whole social media world's saying, because when you do what most people aren't doing, such as this trade, I went to go short because I had an idea different to what the overwhelming view was. When it works out big for you, which is real nice. I'm happy that this has happened because I've spent all morning since about 5. I've had my gloves on. We've been packing more stuff because people have donated more money to the fundraiser, which is real cool to see. Both things, this trade going well, and that, and a couple of people have volunteered, so we're gonna get another group, take another part of London. But yeah, I haven't even got the chats up on live. Wow, we're up 402 now, but best case scenario, I think, with my limit was 306, but I need to readjust that because that's off. It's got to be a little bit higher. That would be real nice, but I don't like looking at the numbers because that means we'll think in numbers in terms of this trade. We're being a little bit patient because when this moves down, it moves down hard. When it moves up hard, and so on. Down, it moves down hard. When it moves up hard. I'm going to make a tweet real quick to the live stream. Oof. As hashtag AO World goes into auction. It could always reverse. I'm live streaming how this trade turns out right now. Alright, that wasn't even literate. I think I put a couple of words incorrectly. Oh man, it's been a crazy week already. Very tired, but it's nice to see that something could be working out in our favor. Here's the thing. The worst case scenario is us getting stopped out of 414, which is a huge reversal play. But for a reversal play to occur, we need... Why is this not working? It's just the mouse. For this to occur, we need a full-on reversal in AO shares. And the only way that could even possibly happen... Ooh, there's been a bounce of 10 pence. That's about £100 difference there. I want to double check that we're not still in auction and the platform's just frozen, because sometimes my internet bugs, even though it's fast. Let's see. Auburn's to the side. that could be a delayed trade. Whew, dry mouth as well. Time for some water. I don't know if you can see the way I'm sitting on my chair. I'm literally on the edge of my seat because I did not see this happening in one day. But it's basically the setup that I expected to happen, so that's nice. In terms of support points, 345, which kind of was almost seen. Near-term uptrend maintains at 347 holding, which means if this auction gives a bounce and that bounce holds, then yeah, we could be closing at only a little bit of a profit, maybe even where we were yesterday. That's fine. There could be a huge move either way, but if it is going up, it has to go to around 320 first, and then yeah, I can understand it comes back here, goes 380s maybe, who knows. If it reverses immediately, it's only going down. It just means I'll have to hold the trade a little longer. So yeah, we're in a position of strength. Welcome to everybody who's tuning into the stream right now. I am on the edge of my seat. I don't know if you can see my seat, but trust me, I'm on the edge. And we're short AO World. We have been short for about 2-3 days when my system suggested that it was good to short. The technicals disagreed with us. The chart was quite bullish actually. Well, now it's bearish, and also is the fundamental case quite bearish. Let's see, 346, finger on the buzzer. Let's see. I'm going to adjust my limit. What's the spread looking like right now? 3 pence, let's say 4 pence. I'm going to adjust my stop, limit rather, to 324. There we go. That's not perfect, but it's very realistic, if anything. Wow. Whew, that'll make me look forward to hoovering my room after all these tags and stuff are on the ground. There's 30 bags, so if I fall back of excitement, okay, I might be making a huge mistake. Alright. Why is my limit hasn't changed to 324? Let me refresh, because sometimes IG does this. Teetering on the edge of the bottom. There is still a kind of bullish formation with respect to AO shares, and that could be seen now, holding 340 or so. Yeah, well, I'm in a position of strength now here. I think worst case scenario we make money, but we could see a 360 move if it even has any hope left in it. Actually, I could use a TA here actually. Extend, because it could be failing, so I'm going to extend here. I need it to break above 353 or something, and then I would probably close, just because I don't like the reversal risk. Wow. This is very intense. If you guys are tuning in, welcome. This is not normally this exciting, but yep, I'm short AO World on the 10k account. I'm not short anywhere else, just for reference, so I'm not hugely short. This isn't like a big winner, but for the 10k portfolio series, it's good how our strategy prioritizes a lower frequency of trades, but more accurate ones. The reason I opened the AO World trade was based off my quantitative strategy, aka the secret sauce. The technicals said that AO was in an uptrend, and I agree, but we shall see how this works. Going to be a little bit careful with this one. I don't want to get attached or anything. I could push 360, but that has me going to 368. So we shall see. It's trying to hold, but the problem is, because this company has a lot of sticky shares, anybody who was holding before is now starting to sell out of panic that why haven't the shares risen, all that stuff. People who like the company aren't willing to buy at the high valuation premium, and there weren't many shorts in the first place. So you wouldn't expect to see a short squeeze on a revenue boost. That's why I was a little bit more confident going short on these shares. Whilst I didn't expect the statement to come in today, there generally are statements once every 2-3 months. And the weird thing about this statement was that AO World didn't say anything about their lack of profit. Well, they didn't say anything about good profitability, which they did in the last one, the up to 6 months. Back when was it? Up to 6 months. Oh, also, we need to be careful here, because that's the first positive candle on the 5 min. But there's 2.5 minutes left of that 5 min, so that don't Doesn't make sense. Wowza. Wowza. Welcome everybody to 3 people tuning on YouTube and our main audience on TradingView. Hi DWMA. What DMW Ashigadi. Welcome. We're just trading right now. We're short AO World at 389 from a couple of days ago. This was a swing trade. It's 349, but it's a damn fast mover. So we're making sure that we don't give up profit by being too greedy. But I would like, it's kind of a probability game. It's like, does it go 324? That's great. Otherwise, we're out probably 360. So it's not a great result. The risk of this morning, you know, could have been worse. But the problem is, you'd think that AO World shares could have risen rapidly if they had huge profitability. The problem was that last half was a one-off. But I'm happy that they've done it so that in the long run, I'd be comfortable buying shares in them as an anti-beta kind of thing. But in my quant strategy, one of the main characteristics that determine a company like this to be what I call an anti-beta, as we can see now, it's dumping. That is now a breakdown on the 5 min. We're going to the 320 level that I'm talking about. But we do have a little bit of support to get sticky at 333. That's fine. So worst case scenario, we close at 360 in my mind right now. But this is going to dump off. It could go even lower than the 320s. That would be possible. Yeah, that would be very possible. But I would simply be gambling if I waited for that. Well, this, you know what's funny? All I see is a number on a screen. And I'm glad that 7, 8 years ago when I started, 2013, July the 11th, when I started, we got too hyped about the numbers. Now this is just any other trade. But I'm glad that it's working out for us. This is why I suggest to anybody else as well. Forget about numbers. £501. Hey, means nothing because numbers don't mean anything to us. Okay. The thing is, this equivalent of a result is very, very bearish. It's the same kind of thing that could take this to the mid 200s. But we must be careful. Because the thing is, risk reward isn't just the one thing to consider. You've got to consider the probability of something working out. And in this case, whilst, oh, you guys can't see the chart. I apologize. Let's pull up the chart real quick on this screen. You can see these are just a couple of bits and bobs there. We have that target just above the 320 lows. Okay. Yeah, there's that. But there could be, when that level is tested, there almost always is a break based off a little bit of code I was running to the lower bit. But it might need a little bounce, consolidation, all that stuff that you normally look for before re-entering short. I don't know if it's worth it. Right now we're having a little bounce. We could go 360s again now. If we do, then once again I'm closing. I don't mind. I'm playing my system. Yeah, I don't expect a revisit to the 4 hourly level that just broke at 475. So it's 375. So really what I could do is put my stop up to where it closed yesterday, 377. So I'm risking nothing. Yes, this is a huge move. But if the huge move really breaks down, then I stand to win a huge ton. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. Wowza. Well. Whew. Still. May have to close that short indeed, yeah, but not now. I like this consolidation for a bit of a move up, but the problem is that's normally what happens when people are trying to get out. Who's going to buy on the back of this? Don't know, it depends. This is a potential reversal move here. Yeah, so I'm sticking at 360. Whilst, I could have made a ton of money from just randomly guessing. I'm sticking at 360 for where I do close if I see it. Otherwise, it's continuing to go lower. Let's see, yeah. High is on 2 sets of 5 men. Not a breakout, just a continuation of a downwards move, but it needs another 4 points higher. Yeah, 4 points, 5 points. So I kind of want to see 353 now. Otherwise, this is going to be some crazy move. Either way. But it might be one that I end up closing at a real bad price. Very nice nonetheless. It's almost as if there was a leak to the market of that news. The way it was moving yesterday closes to be technically bearish. Normally that doesn't happen. It's a very odd situation. Alright, this is what we want to see. Because it's far too oversold from basic TA terms. Yeah, it's already, in fact, even on longer terms. On the daily, it's at the point where it should bounce, but because it could be a major breakdown, that then becomes extremely oversold, bounce at 320 kind of thing. We're risking 10 points to make 25. That's fine. I want to see exactly what we must do here. Okay. Yeah, it's doing what we want it to. 355 maybe even. There we go. Okay. And I will up to 365. In case I see that go for some reason, we'll force close. But it could easily. Because we don't want to get caught out. We want to have something for the day. That is somewhat of a positive move. Okay. There's a new range, top 368, but I kind of like to cut at that point. Alright, the fact that we had a break here. 2, 3, 6, 8, 7. It should continue to break down now. But if it's reversing to either positive or neutral for the day, then it won't reverse here. So, what do I do? I'm paying close attention to this move because it could be a false sign. I'm not worrying about whether I make much profit or not. I just don't want to get caught out. But I also want to ride this proper way down. We shall see. We shall see. Trying, but weak. And technical terms, there's still move for a way down. Assuming this tries and fails straight off the top. Nope, very close. I put 363, so if I see 360, I'll have my finger on the buy. Not great, but we gotta do what we gotta do. At this point, we're risking. Yep. All it needs is us to be taken up, and we're probably gonna get stopped out. I just need to be very careful that I don't mess this up if it does go there. Probably only make 200 for the sesh, but for all that, but it's not a big deal. It's trying to hold up. Still in a wedge. We only close a little bit higher than a break. If there isn't a break, it's going back down and probably making new lows for the day. That's the setup here. Full ask being taken. Upped it. Oof, 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 oof. This is some intense situation. Full ask still holding, but ask moving down. Price paid now. Mid between. Let's see. Nope. It's not the mid actually. Alright. Let me have a quick social media break. I've got a class in half an hour. Nice. Well, I kind of want to get these boxes done for the next phase of the fundraiser. But I guess I can put an all-nighter if this prolongs. It's starting to gear up, so I'm close by. Well, damn, I need some water after that, regardless of how it ends up or down. For the session, we'll be up, but I'm talking for that like past 30 minutes. We're not sure. If there's a large seller, generally this is what happens. You have the dump. You have the phase where you struggle to find liquidity, wait until it goes, dump out. I just wonder who, because I've been monitoring every single institutional holding filing, and I've not found anything. I can't find out who's selling shares in AO World right now. It can't be shorts closing, can't be shorts opening. It's simply the individual holders getting out. And it's not option, guys, because it's not at the price where you can exercise those options. That's why I thought it could clearly go to 6, 7, 8, 9 pounds and beyond, regardless of any fundamental situation. More so the fact that the company has created a bubble. So by shorting it in the long term, you're inevitably going to lose money. But by playing the quantitative factors, the fact that it was an anti-beta for most of the algos right now, couple simple models can give you that. And now all of a sudden it's switched out. It's going to get dumped, but I don't know who by. Deutsche Quant? I'm not really sure. But I'm confident that it is getting dumped, and that's why we're up on the trade. It just depends to what magnitude this occurs for us to make profit. So we don't think that AO is worth a certain price. In fact, if I could predict anything for, say, the next year, I'd probably say double where it is now. But the reason why I was short, and the reason why I was comfortable with the risk, is that a lot of good news is priced in for the current news flow. The only thing that can really send it further is probably more indication of profitability for the second half. If that happens, goodness me, I can imagine institutional funds are going to be have their mouths watering over AO World shares. But at the moment, I wouldn't be super interested. Tigo said thumbs up. How many people are actually watching, says Tigos? 4 on the TradingView live stream. I haven't been paying too much attention, and I was trying to post about it again, but literally because this trade started breaking, I thought we have to make this, and we're going to make a YouTube video as well to add to our 10k series based off how this goes. It's working out real good, and yeah, thankfully, but you never know until the end of the session. Let's keep vigilant. If this goes into the 360s, I'm closing my short, but otherwise I'm riding it down either to day lows and even lower. We'll see. I think there's going to be a dump of liquidity. Oh, you're watching it, Matla Dis Success 09. Appreciate you. Do I do Forex? That is not my main area of focus, so I wouldn't be able to really comment much about it. Oh. Someone's tweeted saying, outstanding call, buddy. That's Anthony. Appreciate you, Anthony. Straight down to 323. Didn't follow you, but watched with interest. Yeah. I don't blame you, because a lot of odds were stacked against it working out. Only because my secret sauce is the reason why I went short. The quantitative element of my strategy. I realized that it would be very likely for it to work out. In fact, I've rarely ever seen a situation where this kind of thing hasn't worked out. That's why even when the news hit today, you'd think you'd be panicking like, oh my gosh, revenue growth, all that stuff. They can't lie. Prudence. So they came out and said we've had huge costs and all that, which people only care about the bottom line, the profit. You don't care. I could increase my revenues by borrowing money and then telling somebody, hey, look, if I give you this money, give it to me, I'll give you a little bit cut of it, which is obviously fraud by standard accounting standards. But what these companies do is they do it, not AO World, but some other companies that have huge revenue growth. They do deals in a way where they're not actually selling much more. They're losing more per sales they're adding in a legal sense. Not illegal, but rather legal. Okay. This might be a move we'd like to watch with interest. Normally, it does break up from this price. So I'm watching with a keen eye. 352, 350, mid asks being taken, which means mid ask bid spread. Which means I am not too confident in this breaking lower for now, but we shall see. I don't want to give up the profit for the day just by trying to chase it. By the way, sorry if it looks weird that I have gloves on. I was bagging up some stuff for the fundraiser, and I got distracted by a message from a friend of mine in a trading community saying that, did you see AO World's, what I call it, trading statement? And I looked at it and I thought, oof, I was not expecting one today. Then when I look, I'm actually quite happy about it because it's worse than what I was expecting. That's why I didn't expect, a huge crash. I expected a couple of days of drip, drip, drip kind of activity. I wasn't too upset, in fact. Yesterday's 377 was a nice place to be in a position if there was a spike up and down. My stop was 414, and I just couldn't see this morning, even on a technical stance, the shares going above 410 even. So I thought maybe I could be stopped out. So I was accounting for about 300 or something loss in that situation. But thankfully we didn't get stopped out. If you're looking at the P&L, seeing we were up 580 and now we're up 342 instead. That's just how the game is. Until I have a clear signal that wants me out, I'm not going out. But that could happen in a couple of seconds. So let's see. It's gearing up. Gearing up for a visit to the 360s. But where is that?